of the two-opt move can of course be generalized to more than two edges, and we can here have the idea of have the three-opt move. And so the idea of three-opt move that we will remove three edges instead of two, and we just relocate them so that improve the current tour. And so for instance here you see that we have a tour that cannot really be improved by a two-opt move, but with a three-opt move we can really reconnect it in a very complex way to give that one, and that one is improving this tour, okay? And this solution starting from here was not accessible by the two-opt move directly. And this is why considering a larger number of edges can become interesting, because it allows you to escape from local minima more easily. The problem is that you also increase the time complexity. Instead of n square, you will reach n cube, right? And so n cube, it starts to really impact a lot the time that you need to wait, especially if you have a large number of nodes. And for opt, it almost never pays off, right? Because the time complexity is too large, even for a few hundred cities, it's too large. And so what we would really like to have is something like, let's dream a little bit, k-opt moves, okay? And ideally we would have k-opt move, that would be ideal. And the best is also if k could be chosen by itself, right? Sometimes k can be 2, sometimes can be 5, but clearly you can possibly think, and you would be right, that it could be intractable, okay? Because the time complexity is increasing with k to the exponent. So how to make it tractable? One idea is not to consider all the k-opt moves, but a limited, restricted number of them. And that's the idea of a very efficient, and that's the best heuristic actually for this problem. That's called the Lin-Kernighan k-opt heuristic. So the idea is that instead of considering all the k-opt moves, we will only consider what we call sequential k-opt moves. A sequential k-opt move can be described as an alternating path between deleting and adding edges. So, for instance, this is your current circuit here. I represent it like this for the sake of generality. But the sequential k-opt move will consider removing an edge, then adding that one, then we will remove a one, then adding another one, and so on. And so this is what you can see here at the end. So the blue ones are the ones that we remove. So we would here, we keep it, we remove, we keep, we remove, we keep, we remove, we keep, we remove, we keep, we remove, and then we keep, we remove, and then you go back to the origin, right? And so in that case, you have applied what we call a sequential 6-opt move. Of course, you could do it for 7 edges, you could do it for 3 edges, and so on. That's a sequential 6-opt move, so that's a very restricted subset of all the k-opt moves, but that's the one that we will consider. And what is interesting here is that we will see that a sequential 6-opt move is actually a combination of several 2-opt moves. So we want to apply sequential k-opt moves, but what value for k should we use? The idea is that we will build greedily a k-opt move. At each step, we will compute the gain of applying the next step of the sequential k-opt move. And so we will apply the k plus 1 sequential move as an extension of the k sequential k-opt move that we have seen so far. And every time we will accumulate the gain of the total length of the two, and that we can compute it in constant time just for extending the k-opt move just by one additional step. And so we will accumulate the gain. Sometimes it will not pay off, right? Sometimes the k plus 1 that you will consider may be a little bit less good than the k sequential move that you have done so far. And but that's not a problem. As long as the gain is positive, we continue. And so first you have the 2-opt move, then you have the sequential 3-opt, sequential 4-opt, sequential 5-opt, and you see that from the 3 to the 4, we have decreased a little bit again. So the sequential 4-opt move that we have seen so far is a little bit less good than the sequential 3-opt move just before. That's not a problem. We continue until it becomes negative. And at that point we stop. And then we look back retrospectively what was the best k that we get, and the best k here clearly was for k equal to 5. We would be able to remove improve the total length up to that value that you can read on the y-axis here. Okay, and we will come back to that value for the 5-up move. So a sequential k-up move has the same effect as k minus 1 2-up move. Okay, so a sequential 4-up move is a combination of 3 2-up moves, to make it more clear. So for instance, you want to apply that one. So you remove, you include, you remove, you include. Clearly, if you just do one step, that's a single 2-up move, right? This is one 2-up move. But then if you want to continue this step, you need to add an edge, then you will remove, and then you will add it again and close the tour, possibly. Okay? And that's exactly one additional 2-up move as well. Okay? And then you can continue like that. Okay, you can continue the reasoning. And this is what we do here. And so clearly a sequential 4-up move is a combination of 3 2-up moves. And then you close exactly at the end. Okay, so you can close at any time. Okay, you can stop it at any time, but you can also continue in by extending the 2-up move. And what you can see that you continue the 2-up move from where you just ended up. And so, for instance, you see here that you just arrived, for instance, at T6, right? And so if you would continue, you start from there, the last point, you include, you remove, and then you close, okay? And you can always continue from where you just arrived. So let's study the concrete example that we have seen before, and let's apply it starting from that note. Okay, so we need a starting point, of course, to apply the k-opt, and we will start there. And we will consider a 2-opt move starting from there. So what you need to do is the 2-opt starting from there. So we will consider removing that edge. The gray one will be removed, then include that one. Okay, we will include that one. Then we remove that one, and then we include that one, right? And you see that the gain, if you would do that, is benefic. It's interesting to do it because the total length would be decreased by 33. Okay, so we would have an interest of doing that move. But let's not stop here and let's continue. Okay, so we will continue from where we just arrived. And so we will start from there, from the points where we just arrived. So we start from there. And then what we could do here is that we will remove these two edges. Okay, so we remove that one, we include that one, and then we remove that one. And that's even more interesting because now we would arrive at a circuit with k equal 3 with a sequential 3-up move of minus 77. And so overall, we would improve, if we would apply the sequential 3-up move, we would reach minus 110. Let's continue from there. Okay, so we add this one, we remove that one, we add this one, and we remove that one. And you see that that was also interesting. Now we have minus 9, so we have minus 119. We continue where we just arrived, so it was at vertex 10. Okay, and so at vertex 10, we can, for instance, include that one, remove that one, and include that one. What do we see here is that it's not helping at all, right? Because now the delta is positive, so you degrade, you degrade, and the total gain is even positive. So it means that you have no benefits at all if you would apply this sequential 5-up move up to there. So what we do here is that we look back retrospectively, and what was the best K? The best was to stop after the sequential 4-up move, and that would lead to a gain of 119. So we come back to here and we apply that one. okay? And so this is what we obtain here. So as an exercise, you can train yourself and apply the k-opt iteration starting from 8. And then you do at least 2 2-opt moves, and you should see something very nice after 2 iterations. Okay, that 2-opt alone would not be able to reach. So you can start from that one. So the stopping criterion is to still have a positive gain, okay, for 1 iteration, and we can stop as soon as it becomes negative. Okay, this is what we have. So let's study the implementation. Again, the implementation is more or less the same as before, in the sense that we also extend the TSP local search. We need to have the method k-opt from, so it will be k-opt move from I. And the iteration here, 1 iteration, consists in applying the k-opt move, the best one, as long as it's still able to improve the solution, right? So we will apply the k-opt move from I here. And we will do that for starting from every starting position, okay? From the 0, from the 1, and so on. And 1 k-opt move, that's the implementation of 1 k-opt move. 1 k-opt move will make use, and that's not surprising, it will make use of the 2-opt move as well, right? So we need to apply the k-opt move from I. First, what we do is that we will save the tour. We have a variable that will compute the cumulative delta, and that will be the best cumulative delta and the best k. So this is because once we have found once we have a negative gain, we come back here and we will restore the saved solution. And the saved solution will be the one that corresponds to the best cumulative gain. Okay? So if you discover that after a given number of k, the cumulative delta is better than the best that you have seen so far, you store it, you save the tour so that it can be restored just after. So this is how we implement the look back of the history and restore the best solution for the previous k. Now, how do we consider 1 k at a time, right? So we increase k plus 1. We will consider the best delta as integer max value, and we will look for the best j to apply the 2-opt move between the position I, the current position, and the position I, right? And so we will do the delta 2-opt between I and j. Then this delta 2-opt that I will detail just after gives me the delta. If it is better than the best delta that I have seen so far, I store it. And the one that I will accumulate will be the best j that I have seen in that loop, right? And so what I need to detail now is this 2-opt move from I to the best j. Okay, and that one is exactly, yes. That's exactly the same as before, right? The delta 2-opt between I and j is exactly the same as the delta that we have for the traditional 2-opt move that we have seen before. So as you can see, k-opt move is a sequential 2-opt move. Okay, it's a sequential k-opt move. We just apply sequentially delta 2-opt here consecutively, always starting from the position I up to j. And we will always consider the next j that is the most interesting. We accumulate, we consider the delta, we accumulate it, we save the tour if it's able to find the best in so far, and then after that we restore the one that corresponds to the best k that we have seen in the previous iterations. That's the implementation of the k-opt move.